So I am fresh out of the shower, as you can tell by the towel on my head, but I wanted to go over a quick video on how I was able to get rid of my postpartum acne. I specifically experienced postpartum acne after breastfeeding, and it was the first time with my last one that I went from breastfeeding to not being pregnant again. So my skin really kind of took a funny turn, and I was getting acne all along here. I was getting it along here and along there, and I don't have any makeup on now. So you can see I still have a little bit of redness, but I also just got done running and then got in the shower, and then I came to do this video so you could really see my skin and the skincare products that I'm going to talk about. And these products really surprised me on how good they are. So a little bit of my background, I actually worked in cosmetics for years throughout college, and I was a MAC makeup artist, and then I also worked at Bare Essentials. And so throughout the years, I have really tried a lot of different skincare products because everybody tells you that theirs is the best. You know, Clinique had a really good skincare line for a while, so I tried that. And Max, of course, I had to use their skincare, did not like it at all. Bare Essentials, I tried theirs with all the minerals, and it's supposed to be wonderful for your skin, and all these different things and all these promises of all these different lines, and that they have the best skincare. And I never found a skincare line that I loved. I actually stuck with really cheap drugstore products. And since working in skincare and trying a couple different lines here and there and dabbling back and forth, I have always stuck to a very gentle soap for my skin, which was non-comedogenic, which is a big word that you want if you're struggling with some acne issues, which was by Purpose, and it's this bar, and I don't have it anymore because I'm not using it now, but I would use that, and then I would use just like any daily moisturizer that was non-comedogenic. I have to use SPF here in Florida. I don't like SPF because it will get in my eyes and it kind of stings, but this does. It says won't clog pores, you know, just like your super basic lotion, and it has to say non-comedogenic. So I was using this, and then I always was using, I've used this for years, so I dabble a little bit of this on my skin, in my nose and my chin. That's kind of where I get a little acne prone, whether I'm postpartum or not. It's just kind of been through all the years ever since I started getting a little bit of acne. And this is 2.5% benzoyl peroxide. So that's what I have stuck with after trying all these different skincare lines for years and years, since I was like, 15, 16 years old, and I've always gone back to that until I tried Mary Kay's skincare line. And I have a new friend down here in Florida, and she invited me to come, and I told her, specifically when we were going over some of the products I was trying, I was like, yeah, great, and I said, but I'm honestly super skeptical with skincare products. I said, I'm happy to try it, but normally I don't like the expensive skincare lines because I don't feel like they work as well as my drugstore items, and I've used those for years. And she said, okay, no worries, just try it, see if you like it. And I am over 30 now, so I do have some like fine lines that are coming. So I told her I wanted to try the more the anti-aging, especially for my eye area, because I have deep set eyes and thin skin, so that tends to dry out. And I told her I was just using my lotion on my eyes, and she was like, you can't do that because the skin around your eyes is different, and you really want to use this specific eye cream. So I was like, okay, I'll try the products, whatever. I probably will return them, and I might feel awkward because it's not going to work, and she's my friend, but what am I going to do? So I tried them, and this was back in October. So then I tried the products, and I was like, oh my gosh, my skin is a lot better. My skin is smoother. My acne cleared up within like a couple weeks, and then I was like, my tone was much better. So I get redness in here and a redness around here, and my whole skin tone kind of cleared up, and some of my freckles and my sunspots that I have just from being outside all the time cleared. And I was like, wait a second, is this real? So then I thought, well, you know what? It's probably because my menstrual cycle is changing and moving, and so of course my skin is clearing up because my hormones are balancing, which is a key aspect to what's going on. So I thought I'm gonna keep using it and see, you know, if it comes back with my menstrual cycle, and if the acne comes back, then I'll know that it's just kind of like a normal product. So then I used it for a couple more months, and my skin got better and better, better than I've ever seen my skin before. So then I thought, wow, this stuff is really working. So I ordered it again, and I paid for it again, which is, it's a more expensive product than just like buying stuff at the drugstore. So, and I'm very particular about where I spend my money and the quality of things. And I'm really into health and fitness and nutrition, as you know. So that's kind of where I like to put my money in. Skincare was, well, nothing really seemed to work. So I wasn't really interested in investing except for this. So, it actually works. It actually works really well. And my eyes, so the fact that I don't have makeup on right now and my eyes aren't so dark and wrinkly and kind of dry is actually a big deal for me, because that's always been kind of the area that I'm most insecure about. And so, and it's a really simple process of the skincare items that you use. You use your cleanser, your nighttime cream, your day cream, and your eye cream. And that's all that it is. So then let me tell you that I thought, you know what? The next time I was going to reorder it, I was like, you know, I don't know. Do I really need to be paying for this? Is it really that great? So I stopped for a little bit. And I tried this little eye cream that I got off Amazon. Let me find the front. There we go, so I can show you. I grabbed this. I went back to my regular cleansers and these two things. Went back to it. Well, that was just about 4 weeks ago or so. And I started getting a little breakouts again here. And I started kind of getting some redness back in here. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It actually is working. Like, my skin has gone back to kind of how I was used to it before. So then I thought, you know what, I have got to stick with this because it works really well. And I can't be so concerned about whether it's really working or not, because it actually is working. I know this works. So I'm gonna go over the products and what I get, and what I highly suggest if you're postpartum and you've had babies and you're getting into your late 20s, 30s, because you want to start doing some of that anti-aging products now, because it's going to help minimize that aging process, and it's going to take better care of your skin. So in the long run, you're going to have some better results. So let me grab the line that I use, and I'll show you what I use so you can kind of see. And then maybe if you want to try it for yourself and really make sure that it works. So let me grab that. I'm going to go over what it is. It's really simple. You wash your face with their cleanser. Now, I wash my face morning and night. And that's what they suggest as well. I've always done that. So I wash my face with that. Then I actually still use a little bit of my benzoyl peroxide. Mary Kay has a whole acne line for any more acne prone skin. If you're more acne prone, where you consistently have acne, it's all kind of through here and through here. And it's not more with your cycle or just some recent changes, and that's always been a struggle, then I highly recommend it. Why I really like this is it's only 2.5% of benzoyl peroxide. Many acne prone skin actually gets irritated from any more benzoyl peroxide, so that can make it worse. And I was actually allergic to salicylic acid, and so I kept, like, you know, a long time ago when I was experiencing more acne as I got into puberty, and the salicylic acid was not working, and it was in all the products, and so I had to do some research and found this stuff, and I've used it, and I don't want to stop using it just because I work out and I run and we get sweaty out here in Florida, so I feel like I just always need a tiny bit just right in these areas, and it keeps it clear. Okay, so I put a little bit of this on just kind of right in here and here, and I use that. Mary Kay also has the benzoyl peroxide that's only 2.5%, so they know what I know. So if you are really more acne prone in your skincare, or in your skin, then I suggest their acne prone line, just because it's going to be a little bit more sensitive for you. Anyway, so then I still use this. Then during the day, you use your SPF lotion. And it comes with, your little kit comes with this eye cream. Okay, now the one that I'm using is called Time Wise. Let's see if I can get it to focus on that. Time Wise is because that is going to help minimize the aging process. And being after 30, that's what happens. I already have gray hairs coming in, so it's kind of a little bit shocking, but that's reality. So that is the eye cream. And then this one is the one for night. So you just switch your lotions, depending on if it's day or night, okay? So that's all it is. That's literally the process. And it will dramatically transform your skin. And of course, if it doesn't, you can return it. No big deal. But I highly recommend it because it surprised me. It surprised me how much it works. It surprised me how much it transformed my skin and took care of my acne. And I even tested it by not using it and then going back to it. So I know that it works, and I really know the feeling of like, oh my gosh, where's this acne coming from? Why is this happening to my skin? And the uncomfortable, like icky feeling that the acne has, and I don't want you to have that. So I highly recommend this. The other point that I want to make is that this little set here is just over $100. Okay, so, and it lasts, you use tiny bit, it lasts months and months depending on how often you wash your face. I went through my first batch a little bit too quickly because I wasn't used to using so little, so I kept accidentally squeezing out too much. But it should last. And if you do sign up, so I signed up to be a distributor, not because I want to go around selling and have a Mary Kay business, but because it was so much cheaper to just sign up to be a distributor. I got that whole set. I got brushes. I got this huge bag. Okay, so they give you this huge bag. This was all for $100. Okay, and then in the bag, I mean, I have a planner. Awesome. I got all of these little makeup tools like for applying makeup, which I don't do anymore, and I'm not really going to do, but it's nice to have those for special occasions. Washcloths for taking off your makeup. A binder, which I don't know, I can use plenty of binders for organizing everything or trying to organize everything. Then, and in this, so I actually plan on using this bag as an awesome diaper bag. I mean, that's amazing that you get that big bag. Then you also get makeup remover. You get, oops, their CC cream, which I actually really like. I'll put that on and I'll show you what it looks like. And you get a few of these, so you can kind of go around and you're supposed to start a business and sample it, but I'm gonna use it for myself. And then you also get their mascara. Okay, now their mascara is actually really good. The mascara that I have used for years is this one. Because it's always just worked really well. It's not super expensive. I can grab it at any drugstore. And I really like the way that it grabs my lashes. It's been one of my top choices for years. And again, I worked in makeup. I've tried lots of mascaras. This one, I've always really liked. Don't get the carbon black. It has to be just their original. The carbon black is too wet, so it clumps your lashes together. Well, this stuff is actually just as good, and you get that in the kit, okay? So I was pretty excited about that because it actually worked just as well as my other one. A little tip, if you get a new mascara, take it out, air it out if it's new, and let it sit a minute. When new mascaras are super wet, they'll clump your lashes more. So let them dry a little. I air mine out, or I let it sit while I do my makeup so it can kind of air out a little, and it'll grab your lashes better. So remember that. You also get a full-on brush set, which as a makeup artist, I love brushes. I mean, these are really nice ones too. I tend to buy like the Target ones, you know, for like $1 or $2, just because they just work just as well. But I got a whole brush set with it. And then you also get their loose powder. So this is just a translucent powder, which will mattify your makeup a bit. One thing about the skincare line is it does have a bit of a shine to it because it's anti-aging, so it's very hydrating. It's meant to kind of give you a glow if you tend to have drier, older skin, which can leave you a little bit shiny. So just so you know that that's, it's nice to have that powder. Okay, so I'm going to show you their makeup. I only used just like a little bit on my finger. And I'm not, you know, obviously I'm not like a makeup YouTuber here, so I'm just going to put it on how I normally do. And I put it all underneath, I put it on my nose, I slide it around here. And I just do like a tiny bit all over. And I do it up here too, just to kind of match all of that. And you can see it just kind of evens your skin tone out. It's super light. I used a tiny, tiny bit. And I'll probably just use a bit more. And I'm sorry, I still have a towel on my head, but it'll take me a while to dry my hair and get that done. And I wanted to make sure you could see my scan right out of the shower, because that way you know what it looks like. I always have to put extra around here just to kind of cover up a little bit of that red tone. And my skin's always red, obviously after I go for a run, and it's still a bit warm, but that's the reality of it here. Okay, so it's kind of evening out. And then I'll do some of the mascara, which we'll get a little close here, up close and personal. Here we go. I know you're kind of set. Now I always do a little bit of the translucent powder and a bronzer, which I didn't get in the startup kit, which is fine. I have one. I'll probably try theirs at some point, but I'm not gonna buy a separate bronzer just because it didn't come in the startup kit. And that probably sounds a little bit cheap of me, but you know what? You gotta pick and choose where you spend your money, right? Okay, so then I'm gonna put a little bit of the translucent powder on, which the key with a powder, by the way, so it's all gonna be kind of on top there, and it can be super messy if you're not careful. So what we learned in cosmetics is you just dip your brush in a little, and then you put it in the lid. So then you just use the lid. Okay, so you just put it on here, mats it out, good to go. And that's kind of the basics of makeup. So if you are interested in trying, I highly recommend you just grab the whole starter kit and sign up to be an independent contractor, they call it. It's not like you have to go around selling. You just get a bunch of products for such a good deal, and then you won't have to buy anything for a while, and then you get 50% off going forward. So I think that's a really good way to go, just in terms of money and what you get for your money. You can also, I think you can purchase samples as well. So if you just want to try a little bit, but that adds up, and it's like you might as well buy the whole thing. But I highly, highly recommend trying it. I think it's totally worth it if you are struggling with acne and you've had babies, so your hormones are out of whack. And it's a product that I have had the most success with of all the products that I have tried, working in makeup and trying so many different lines, and so many different lines tell you they're the best ones. So highly recommend it. And if you try it, please let me know so that I can see if it works. And good luck.